All right, now it's probably been about a year since we last talked to you on the White Couch.
Yeah.
What's new? Talk to me.
Man, just pushing my label, pushing my brand, Y&T. You know, I came a long way since being released from prison. You know, a lot of things then transpired throughout the years. I done lost my father, lost my brother, you know, and instead of being bitter towards those things, I just took it as energy for me to go forward and push my brand. And right now it's me and my wife. You know, I don't think it ever been a wife and husband pushing as artists together. You know what I'm saying? It's something different. And we just dropped the album called The Real Love and Hip Hop. You know, and it's no diss towards the love and hip hop, but we the real. You know what I'm talking about? For real. So that's what's going on. We got a single called Grind That Shit. You know what I'm saying? That's real hot right now. Gonna be a real certified club banger. You know, and just pushing, man, just working, staying focused, staying drug free. I don't do nothing but drink a little bit, but you know, that's the most importantly. God first, family second, everything else falling in place.
Now, every time I look at, you know, the headlines, like the hip hop headlines, and I see your name, it, like recently it's always, you know, and I mean this respectfully, but it seems like you're always talking about something. You're always, I don't want to use the word complain. I don't know if the word complain is the right word, but it's always like, whenever it's a Turk headline, it's always you ranting about something or raving about something. You know, it hasn't been I guess the only positive headline I've seen of you recently was you getting back together with Birdman.
Yeah.
You had a lawsuit against him.
Yeah.
Like a year or so ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lawsuit against Birdman that, you know, we kind of like took it out of court and came to an agreement, came to an overstanding as men. You know, I always looked at Birdman as a father figure. I have Birdman and Slim name tatted in my chest, you know, and I thought about getting it erased or getting it over, you know, getting another tattoo of it, but at the same time, when I got it, I know why I was getting it, because of the loyalty and the love that I had for them. I appreciated them being father figure in my life, you know, even though my daddy was there, but he wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? At the time, Birdman and them helped me help my family, you know what I'm talking about? So when I had the lawsuit going, me as a person coming from prison, it was like I stand on something, and that felt like I was being a snitch. A lot of people that ain't never been to prison would never understand that, but it felt like I was being a snitch. So I went to Miami, you know, and I had like 3 shows, and I told my wife, I said, man, you know what? I'm about to go reach out to Birdman. Now, I hadn't talked to Birdman. Everything was going on in the media. It was this, it was that. But me as a man, I fear no man. I fear nobody but God. So I went to him, and we was at Club Cameo, you know, and it was an awkward moment, you know what I'm talking about? But when we talked to each other while the music was playing, you know, he said what he said, I said what I said, and it was a mutual respect. You know what I'm talking about, what we didn't have in the beginning. And once we got that respect level, man, we was able to build on that. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I told him where I stood and how I felt about certain things. And he told me where he stood and where he felt about certain things, and we built on that. And, you know, here we are today. You know what I'm talking about? Birdman just texted me today. And he always give me encouragement. He always tell me things of, man, I'm proud of you, man. You know, God blessing you, man. Keep focused. You know, make sure you keep your wife first, because that's who stood down with me through everything. You know what I'm saying? And I respect that from Birdman, because the things he talked to me about, the world would never think he'll talk about. You know what I'm saying? But, and I wouldn't think he'll talk about, but he's like a mentor to me, man. You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
Now, okay, let me ask you this. So you dropped the lawsuit against him.
Yeah.
Now, I guess, so by putting a lawsuit on him, you felt like you were being a quote-unquote snitch.
Yeah.
Okay. But why even put the lawsuit in the first place? Is it because you tried to contact him and you couldn't reach him?
To be real, like, it went on 2 years. It was contact. It was my lawyers, through my lawyers and his lawyer. It was like, you know, it wasn't going nowhere. So my lawyer was like, man, the only one, man, I wrestled with that for like 2 years. And my lawyer was like, man, only way where we could get some kind of response if we do it the legal way. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, man, I just come from prison, dog. You know, I'm talking to my lawyer like that, man. Look, man, I can't rock like that. You know, street code don't rock like that, period. But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? If I was on trial for murder, I'd let my lawyer fight for me. So I put it in my lawyer's hand. You know what I'm saying? And my lawyers did what they did. But me, morally, I still felt some type of way. So that's why I went outside of my lawyers and went to Birdman myself. Not no middleman, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we sat down and we talked. And I looked him in his eye. You know what I'm saying? I looked him in his eye. He looked me in my eye. And Birdman told me, you know what? You made me respect you. And, man, we've been just communicating ever since. You know what I'm saying? Everything good with me and Birdman. Shout out to Rich Gang Cash Money.
So did you catch, now, you yourself felt like a quote-unquote snitch, but did you, after you placed the lawsuit, did you catch flack from your street friends or street people about it? Or?
I mean, you know, my guys, they whatever. They ain't felt like I felt like that. It just was, they ain't been where I've been at. My guys, you know what I'm saying, they just on some street stuff, period. But me coming from the penitentiary after doing 8 years, 8 months, 16 days, it's just a cold, like you just feel that way. If you, any kind of shape, form, or fashion, whether it's small or big, it feel like you snitching. And I just felt that way. You know what I'm saying? Even though I wasn't wrong, but I felt that way. And at the same time, man, it was like a father figure to me. It got to be another way. It got to be another way. So me having a sober mind, not being on heroin and cocaine, you know what I'm saying? Because if I was the heroin and cocaine Turk, I would have came back on some me against the world type stuff, and it would have been like whatever, I'd probably be back in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? But I used to run the track when I was locked up, and the old heads used to sit down and talk, because I really was on that. This being real, you know what I'm saying? But the old heads sit down and say, Lil, whenever they call you in the penitentiary, Lil, nah, look, this how you need to do it. So I took their advice, and it worked, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that I took their advice, because I'd probably be back in the penitentiary, being in my feelings about certain things, you know what I'm saying? Like when we deal with our feelings and we don't deal with, you know what I'm saying, don't deal with it another way, a better way, we only sit back in the penitentiary behind them cold cells and be like, man, damn, I should have did it like this. But instead of me saying I should have did it like this, I did it like that, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know, we good. Birdman just texted me today, talking to me about my single with me and my wife, grind that shit, you know what I'm saying? And he gave me some real good words of advice. And when he tell me something, I already knew, because I woke up out my sleep, you know what I'm saying? And I grabbed my laptop and went straight in my studio in my house and recorded. I said, this a hit. Told my wife that. I said, I need you to do your verse. So to get a call from Birdman, who have helped a lot of people, people might not admit it, but he have helped me. I have to admit that. If it wasn't for Birdman and Slim, I wouldn't be Hotboy Turk. Whether people acknowledge it or not, I'm still a hot boy. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for them putting me in that position, man, I thank them for that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we talk. Like I say, we good, man. We cool.
So when you went to go see him at the club, well, let me backtrack. I guess when people saw you do a lawsuit, to the public, I think it was probably something people probably predicted you doing, because any person that's been affiliated with Cash Money some sort of way doing business, it usually ends up in a lawsuit of some sort when they're not in business with Cash Money anymore.
Yeah.
So I guess people probably would do 1 + 1. They see you outspoken about, you're a very outspoken guy.
Yeah.
See you being outspoken about it. I think it would be easy for people to predict a lawsuit's probably going to come at some point, because Cash Money does receive several lawsuits.
Yeah.
Every year there's a new headline about somebody suing them.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you actually went to the club, did Birdman know you were going to be there?
He didn't know.
Okay.
He didn't know, and that's me being a man. I didn't know how he was going to react, but I fear no man, you know. And when I went to Birdman, that was Turk being a man, not hot boy. It was me being a man. And when I stepped to him, it was respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect will carry you a long way. I learned that in prison. You know, like just any, like certain things happen in the penitentiary because a person did disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? But when you respect a man, when you respect a woman, it carry you a long way. It ain't what you say, it's how you say it. If a person was wrong and you bring it to their attention in a respectful way, even though you want to come off like bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? But that ain't gonna solve nothing. It just gonna have two hostile people, you know what I'm saying? So what we talked about, man, it worked. And it was sincerely from the heart, you know what I'm saying? And it just brought us back to how we used to be. Man, baby was drinking, buddy. We used to drink Absolute and Ruby Ray. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my dog. You know what I'm talking about? And I used to stay with him and Slim. So it brought it back to that. And, you know, to what's going on right now. We good. I do my own thing. I got my own label, my own situation. I'm my own boss. I answer to my own self. You know what I'm saying? But I get mentored from Birdman because that's where I started at. And don't nobody know this game the way he know it. And I respect that from him. You know, everybody had their flaws, but your flaws with somebody else is not my problem. It's the overstanding that me and you got. You know what I'm saying? Long as me and you got an overstanding, my problem about somebody else's problem, I mind my own business. You know what I'm saying? They got to deal with that. And that's just how I live life, man. That's how I survive the streets. That's how I survive the penitentiary. That's how I survive my marriage. You know, everything got to be on respect, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Now, you mentioned the Hot Boys. Where are you at relationship-wise with everybody else? BG,
Me and Wayne, that's
Juvenile,
my little bro.
Wayne.
Wayne a Martian. So the things that Wayne do, I expect it because that's who he always been. You know, Wayne have did like 3 songs with me, and I appreciate Wayne for that. You know, Mannie Fresh, he's Mannie Fresh. Me and Mannie Fresh ain't never really just had no hand-in-hand relationship. You know, me and BG solid completely. That's my dog. I wish I could do more for him. You know, only thing I really could do right now is free BG till he hit the streets. Everybody knows since I touched the block, that's what I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? And if I could do more, I would. You know, Juvenile, on the other hand, I look at Juve as a big brother. You know, I respect Juve as an artist. He's very talented. You know, when Juve was doing his thing, he was doing his thing. You know, and but me and Juve, out of everybody, haven't really had no eye-to-eye understanding, overstanding. You know what I'm talking about? And to be real, man, like, I never really even talked about it. But Juvenile have really disappointed me. We from the same hood. You know, I remember rapping at a DJ, and I remember dissing Juvenile just to get his attention. You know what I'm saying? I always respected Juvenile. Never felt no type of way, never was jealous of him. You know what I'm saying? I looked up to him. But the recent events have made me like question, am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? And the reason being, my daddy got killed. You know, I reached out to everybody and I made a statement to World Star. It wasn't disrespect because I don't disrespect no man. And I said how I felt because everybody, and I'm talking about everybody, every last one of them who was in Cash Money, I felt a certain way because my daddy got killed and I'm reaching out to y'all, you know, not even for y'all to give me no money. I'm straight. I'm good. Come on, man. I did 8 years, 8 months, 16 days in the penitentiary. The streets is nothing. But sometimes you need that extra push from your people that you know. And they all who I knew. I've been with them since I was 14. And when I didn't get that, I responded to it. You know what I'm saying? And down the line, after I did that, I wound up having a show in Jackson. And it was me, Juve, and Mannie Fresh. You know what I'm saying? And the promoter had them paid me. I got my deposit. They booked me on my own. They don't book me because of the Hot Boys or because of Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? I get booked. I'm out here in Atlanta because of Turk, not because of the Hot Boys, not because of Juvenile, not because of Baby Fresh Wayne. None of them. But when you tell a promoter that you're not gonna show up, you and another person not gonna show up if Turk on the ticket, because I was real, telling y'all how I feel. I reached out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like I ain't reach out to y'all. What other way I know? I'm going through it. My daddy dead, man. So I'm going to send y'all a message through WorldStar, the biggest site. You know what I'm saying? So y'all going to see this. I stand by that. And like I say, if you go Google, search it, there's no disrespect on my part, just telling them how I feel. So, you know, Juve must have took it the wrong way, man. You know, I don't know. But I don't have no problem with Juve. But it seemed like he have a problem with me. You know, I still want to do shows with Juve. You know, I still be want to do shows with everybody. You know, even though I'm doing my own thing, I got my own situation. But it ain't nothing like when the fans constantly coming up to me, when y'all gonna do this, when y'all gonna do that? I'm constantly reminded of that. No matter how much I try to separate myself from it. You know what I'm saying? And for Juve to act like it's not a problem, but then when promoters contacting me, asking me, well, how you feel? Ain't you and Juve got some beef? I don't have no beef with Juvenile. You know what I'm saying? I look at Juve as a big brother. But it seemed as though Juve have an issue. And that's the only thing I would want to know. What is the issue? You know what I'm saying? Because it feel like that. And like I say, other people bringing it to me, like, you stopped me from having a show with you and Fresh. Y'all not going to show up. If Turk on the ticket, okay, cool. He went off, he made a WorldStar video, okay, cool. I apologize for that. We squashed that. But what about we have a show in Atlanta at Club Mansion? And I'm in my section. Bankroll Fresh, that's my guy, God bless his soul, man. I love that little guy. You know, like my little brother. You know what I'm saying? We in the VIP, we turned up. It's on my YouTube, Hotboy Turk 32. Go check it out. We coolin', we chillin'. I'm not tripping, I'm not beefing, I'm not worried about nobody because I've been paid. I've been paid because of Turk, not because of the Hot Boys, not because of Cash Money, not because of none of that. You know what I'm saying? I get my own money. I'm good. Look at me. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But I still be wanting to do stuff with my brothers because this is what they is to me. Gonna always be. It'll never be no beef because I deal with beef if that's what it gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It's never gonna be no beef between me, Juve, Mannie Fresh, Wayne, Baby. Never that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I got too much love for them. You know? But somebody called me and say, man, come to Mannie Fresh and Juve section. They had the same section. I'm having fun. I'm popping bottle, drinking Moet, me and Bankroll Fresh. We coolin' street money, wine, tea. And I went over there out of respect. After the stuff hadn't happened, we hadn't did the Louisiana Festival of Wayne. He bought all us out. Salute the Wayne for that, you know, because he didn't have to do it. You know, I appreciate him for that. That was big for our city. And I shook Fresh hand. You know what I'm saying? I shook Juvie brother hand, his son hand. Everything was cool. But Juvie was talking to his wife, so I'm like, out of respect, because I'm very, very, very hard on respect. I'm not going to talk to him because I don't know if him and wife got something going on. I'm going to wait. So before I leave out the VIP, I reached my hand to shake Juvie like, man, everything cool, man. It's all love, homie. Out of respect, you my big brother. I don't have no problem with you. Out of respect, dog. Because I'm a real nigga. Come on, man. The whole city know that. Out of respect, I'm going to salute you. I'm going to respect you. That's all I know how to do. The man did me like this. Nah. So just imagine you got your hand reached out and he like, nah. So I look back at my young niggas. I'm like, man, what the fuck? And the promoter that bought me there, he in my ear. Because I instantly like, it's disrespect. That shit will not be tolerated in my circle. But this my brother. I got love for this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I got love for this nigga. And like I say, there'll never be no beef. I will never do nothing to hurt him and his family. I love them. It's genuine love. But for him to do me this, after I reached my hand to shake it, man, everything good. The fans, look, they looking at this. Now, I don't know if they knew what was going on, but that shit been on my conscience for the longest, dog. Because he did me that. And it's an inner circle thing, but I felt like it ain't got dealt with. So that's why I'm talking to you about it. Because I still don't know what's the problem. Juvie, I don't got no problem with you, homie. Man, beef get dealt with. Beef get dealt with. I don't have no problem with you. As a man, I look at you, I respect you as a brother. You know what I'm talking about? If it's a problem, if it's a misunderstanding, please, man. I'm telling you, please. I don't tell please to nothing but my wife. Holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not that serious, dog. You know what I'm saying? Promoters, fans want to see us together. Man, niggas need to let their ego go. You know what I'm talking about? If any nigga should have an ego, it should be me. It should be BG. Because he in my situation that I was in. That shit make you bitter. You know what I'm talking about? But he gonna come out a better man. Just like I did. Because we experienced that rock bottom, dog. Some niggas, you know, they just don't get it. But don't let it get to that. Or let it get to the graveyard for you to be like, damn. You sitting somewhere in hell or heaven and like, man, damn, I should have did it this way or that way. Man, let the ego go. I got love for Wayne, Mannie Fresh, Baby, Slim, Juvie, and BG, my nigga. And niggas know why I say that. Because when I was locked up, BG would do shows and shit for me. Niggas ain't pay for no lawyers for me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Just being real. Niggas ain't give me no welcome home parties. Everything Turk getting, Turk got it. I been grinding this shit. Me and my wife and my team. You know what I'm saying? So it's all respect, all love, man. I just want to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? If it's a problem, address it. Address it, because I got love for all y'all I just named. And that's just all I got to say about that. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.